1407 Great Malkin Lane, the living memory of the X-Men. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're having this new segment where we talk to other fans of the greatest X team book. Yeah, even better than the Justice League. Fight me. Like, cause like they're all equals except for Wolverine. They're all equals. It's like the Wu-Tang Clan, except for Method. Yeah, exactly, like the Wu-Tang Clan. All right, I like to introduce somebody I've known for about almost 2 years. We're good. I respect his opinion. Like the first time we really came up against each other was during a courtroom debate. Hey, I got out of jail. So I like to introduce my friend Sterling. Hey, okay. You're on. Okay, you're on. All right, we're good.
Fantastic.
All right. And hello, my friend. Thank you for coming on, man. Like,
no problem.
Man, so okay. How long have you been an X-Men fan?
I've been an X-Men fan since probably 1999, and that's mainly because of the X-Men, the animated series on I think it was Disney at that time.
Right.
It was Fox. It was Fox at that time.
Oh, they were both? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There was
X-Men fans since then. As you said before, the first time we met was during a debate about courtroom case about Cyclops, whether he was wrong or not.
Right.
And it was because of Bill, a comic book university. Go subscribe to him too, and subscribe to this channel as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he actually was looking for an attorney that was a big fan of Cyclops. I'm like, sign me up, because I'm both. and so I got connected with him. And he said, so you're a big Cyclops fan? I was like, yeah, I love him. He's my favorite X-Men. Okay. Can you argue against him? What?
Really? Like, you might as well be Madeline Pryor's divorce attorney. Like,
right.
You don't want to be there.
Right. And then, so that's how we met. We hashed it out. It was hurting me, but I was just like, no, Cyclops would want me to do this. Like, he wanted me to give the best argument possible.
Right.
And then after that, we just stayed friends on the Discord, and here we are now.
Cool. So how do you feel about current day X-Men? I mean, with Krakoa, the Gala, just Hickman leaving it way up to, we're gonna get to Inferno in a minute, but that's just good. Like from House of X to now, has it been like a continually, like, how do you feel about it? How would you describe it?
I was really excited at the beginning. It just felt like Hickman was just like reading my dream diary, basically, especially when it came to, it just seemed like at the very beginning with like the first, maybe the third issue of X-Men proper, it was just the Summers family, and they're on the moon, and they're like watching over the planet, but they're on the moon, and like, it's just like it's a whole family dynamic. We have Cable, we have what's her name, Rachel Gray, even though for a quick time she was called Prestige. We had Vulcan was like, they brought back Vulcan,
right? That was great. That was X-Men 1. I remember that. It was just like a nice little family scene. I remember that. Like, Corsair was still the weird one. He was like, are you sure y'all want to do this? Because this looks this is too big.
Right. And so, and then later, a couple months later, then we get planet-sized X-Men. Like, whoa, geez, not even giant-sized, planet-sized X-Men.
Yeah, I wonder what's the next one, like universe, like universal.
I mean, honestly, yeah, because Storm's like the sole regent of the universe. Well, at least of that galaxy.
I know she was mad when in another universe when that mighty Ultron ate her entire Milky Way. It's like, right. Son of a.
So we had all that. We had like the resurrection protocols. We had basically Magneto and Charles Magneto, Charles, and Moira later on, we find out, or like coming together and basically doing what Cyclops has tried to do. Like, well, he's done successfully before, but not on that scale. Basically, no, we need to make our own nation. Right. And just become and that's how we both secure our species and also cultivate it. And that's what they did. And everything was going so well. They even got Apocalypse. I'm like, how are you getting Apocalypse?
I mean, I mean, when you look at it, Cyclops at first, he was able to get Namor, Xavier, and Magneto to follow his lead. I mean, you had to go with Apocalypse. Like
had Magneto bending on the like bending the knee and giving him his helmet.
But then you had, but here's something about it. Everybody talks about how Apocalypse is a former villain. He was the one who was most willing to play ball. He was playing ball with everything. There was no plan. Excuse me.
Yeah, fine.
He was forthcoming. He was like when remember at the end of House of when he came through the portal, he's like, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted all of us to be here together. And he's like, I'm in. But everybody's like, oh, you can't trust him. You can't trust him. Like, that's Big Blue. Like, you can't be mad at him. That's like.
And so that happened, and then also, but we find out later that he had an ulterior motive for that. Like, almost everyone has an ulterior motive except Cyclops. Cyclops just wants to protect the X-Men. Yeah, he just or the mutants so far. Even Emma, to a certain degree, has an ulterior motive. Well, I mean,
she always does, Emma, though.
Like, yeah, she always does. I guess Storm too. I don't necessarily know what Storm's. I think Storm just kind of, as long as she is called a god, and I know MJ is gonna get mad at me for that, but like, I hope he watches this.
Oh yeah, he will. He'll see it. Yeah. He'll see it.
She's fine with that. That's like it's just like, oh my goodness, like. Bass already told you about this. Bass has called you to task about this, and she humbled you because I'm fine. I really do like Storm as a character, but like, it seems more oftentimes than not, some of her better aspects is when she is humbled, and like, but the people, I think our writers now are very hesitant to do that to her because of just the status that she has, and I'm like, yeah, but the status has to come with a price.
Yeah. Oh, I like. And also with Storm, like you look at her past relationships, and they've all ended badly. I mean, I feel really bad for Nightcrawler because when she dated Nightcrawler, she essentially just dropped him to go to be with the Black Panther, but didn't really say anything.
I mean, he's a king. I mean, you can't.
But like, can you imagine just like him walking in? It's like, hey, Storm, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm going to Africa. What?
It's like, yeah, so it's like it was, I'm trying to think canonically because like people, oh yeah, I guess what is Wolverine? It's been Wolverine for sure, it's been Nightcrawler for sure.
Forge.
Forge. Right? That's the best thing. That's the most successful thing he's ever been in. Is Storm.
Wow, that's so. But he left her though. He left her.
I know that's a mistake.
No. He showed that he made her like, hey, you're humbled. You say hey, no man can leave you. Then, I left you.
And then now Black Panther. Obviously, I won't say obvious. It won't be obvious, but I think for me the best relationship has been with Black Panther. And funny enough, it was Jason Aaron that broke them up, and it was in Avengers versus X-Men. And actually, I thought the issue was written very well, but I didn't like the content. But that's just one of the things. That's kind of the things Jason Aaron has, like, not right now. Like I might, if I can, I'll get on to him in a little bit. But like that's one of the most consistent things I can say about Jason Aaron is that I might not like the premise, but the execution is done very well. So,
absolutely.
Like the best thing I can say is his Mighty Thor series. I didn't like the premise of like, oh, Thor Odinson loses his name and then someone becomes Thor. But the execution, like, I legitimately went through a fantastical journey with that, and like I love that book a lot, even though I don't like the premise. So
yeah, but Jason Aaron, he does that. I mean, like, you look at his run with Amazing X-Men, you were like, wow, you brought back Nightcrawler in a really cool way,
right?
And I really
he made fun of Colossus having basically like a suicide wish every time.
But one plot line of his I really wanted him to go back to was Mystique went to Azazel and said like, hey, how would you like a job? So I'm like, we never saw the fruition of that. So I'm like, Come on.
That's another person that's had some pretty wacky relationships with is Mystique, because like now they're pushing the Mystique Destiny thing. So there's like, but don't forget, and during the Bendis run of Uncanny X-Men, like Mystique married Xavier
and had his kid.
Oh yeah, and had his kid later. Actually, well, she had his kid and Wolverine's kid, because of course she did.
Right? Yeah, like the the one you had. It's like it wasn't. It was just my turn.
Right. So yeah. So let's see. It's Destiny. That's the one they push. I don't think she's ever been in a relationship with Magneto, even though many people, even though the movies even kind of push that narrative, but that's never happened in the comic.
No, it's weird because like they've never been on the same team together because Magneto's ego, Mystique's ego.
But now they have.
Right? Like, yeah. But like if they were on the same team, it's what I would imagine like Megatron and Starscream. You have the mega evil, and you got the guy who's just as evil, but he's always plotting behind the main guy's back.
Right.
That's her. Like,
right. Yeah, it'd be like I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. It'd be like with Cobra Command, just like, you guys could actually win and beat the Joes, but you guys are too busy backstabbing each other, and that's why they like. I don't even think the Joes like Joes are competent, but what's helping them is the fact that you guys aren't fighting as a unit, like because
all the backstabbing and like
right. I think the most competent person, there's two, like the most competent people on that team were Storm Shadow, Firefly, because he actually could infiltrate the Joes somehow, and Zartan, because he's like, okay, look, if you pay me, then I will do my job efficiently, and they just keep doing that. So. But Baroness and Destro, just like, Jesus Christ, guys, what are you doing?
Jesus. But like, okay, so Inferno, it came out this week.
That's
it's a big deal. I mean, look at that price, like $5.99. Like,
it's going to be a good book, or it's going to be important when what's his name, when like Valenti, like when I forgot the artist's name, I should have remembered it. When like it starts with a V. It
sounds like it's spelled like Valerie,
right?
But like Valeri, or I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. When that guy shows up, it's about to be a good book, and it's going to be important. So
right, but I don't know. Like, it seemed like it was a Christopher Nolan movie. Like we just saw extended scenes from things we already seen before.
Oh yeah, I definitely could see this as a zero issue. Right. Yeah, but so there's that. I'm like, okay, like we're getting places. Once again, it was throwing me off because I had just gotten off of Trial of Magneto, and I'm like, okay, well, he's not in custody now. That's kind of weird. It's like, isn't Wanda supposed to be around? Something
like, damn, Wanda. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. By the way, I guess we should warn people about spoilers, huh?
It came out a couple weeks ago, and Google is free.
15, that. 15 minutes into the video. Spoiler alert.
Like, it's heavy spoilers. You know, like if you know.
Right. Because they made a big deal about and Trial of Magneto #2, they made a big deal about someone in a white cape, which they're like, oh, that must be Magneto. I'm like, he's not the only one that wears a white cape. Now, hang on. Like Moon Knight wears a white cape, but
Emma wears a white cape.
Oh yeah, that's true. Emma does too. Actually, yeah, that is true because that might be it. But then again, that's what threw me off. That's what threw me off, because like that is true, because Rachel said specifically that someone in a white cape took Cerebro and it was missing, but at the very first issue of, I think it was the first issue. I mean, sorry, not issue, like the very first page of Inferno, we did see Charles and Magneto coming out of the eggs being reborn, and it was Emma wearing the
right
Cerebro. So I was like, okay, is that supposed to be a connection? Like, was she the one that took Cerebro?
I mean, everybody's looking at Magneto and Charles, and I'm like, Emma's right there. Okay, like right. All this is things that Emma would do. She would have somebody have a plant inside the Hellions to watch right. Sinister.
By the way, oh yeah, by the way, I do love, like, side note, I do love that when that in Inferno they still make it clear that Emma and Cyclops are still dating, because she says
Right.
Cyclops my love. I'm like, bro, like, no, you guys can't break up. Like, by the way, that's my one true pairing for Cyclops, but like, you guys can't break it up. Like, they will always bring it up as many times as it takes.
Hey, all I say is his side piece. That's Cyclops' side piece. Like, he's married, but he has a side piece.
His side piece is Diamond Strong, so I love it.
Diamond Strong, but still can't get a ring though.
It is the ring.
Man, just think about it. Like, he's with Emma, but then he leaves and goes home to Jean. That was really chafe her sometimes. Like, this is like,
I'm just saying, man, like, hey, there's still time. Spite baby.
Hey,
Spite
at
baby.
least she's not like Frenzy. Frenzy has the biggest crush on him, and he knows it. And he's like, nah, I'll just stay away.
He can't do three sidekicks. That's like, I mean, well, he can do anything. Like, he can do whatever, but like, he can, like, three sidekicks. Come on now, he's like, look, man, someone like you guys are just gonna come together and like pierce my. I have one of the best psychic defenses on the planet. But if all three of you come at the same time,
no, Frenzy's not she's not a psychic. She just
I know, but she'll distract him. I thought she was a combat psychic.
Oh no, she's has super strength.
Okay, I thought it was a combat. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Just
right.
Like Emma, like, so after this, I'm looking Who Killed the Scarlet Witch, Destiny, and Emma. Like,
right. The question how though is because like we'll figure it out eventually. Or we won't figure it out. They'll tell us. Right. Hopefully they'll tell us. Is the metal. That's the thing that's getting me. So I'm like, someone had to be able to manipulate the metal, because they made it very clear that it was metal that did it. I'm like, okay, who could have done that?
What? Oh, well, just theory. A chimera.
A chimera?
Like, I mean, like, they brought somebody in, and right. I don't know.
That's how they do it. It turns out that one of the children of the atom, because I'm not reading that book, one of the children of the atom has metal power, and they use. That's how they tie it in, because no one's reading that book.
Like, hey, I hear they're in space now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They have Franklin Richards on their team now. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no offense to Vita Ayala, because they are a good writer, but I'm just like, I'm not reading that book.
Oh man, I love their portrayal of Warpath. Like, yeah, it's really good. Like, just
I think Vita Ayala. Let me check. Let me check. I think Vita Ayala is writing Battle of the Children of the Atom.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see.
And Tina I always called Leah Williams.
Tina Williams.
Or Tina Williams or Leah Howard.
You're right.
Leah Howard actually sounds incredible though.
Leah Howard does sound great. That sounds like that. So that sounds like a compliment name.
Right. Yeah. That sounds great.
Let me see. Children of the Atom. Let's see.
What would you tell?
Yeah, Vita Ayala is. Okay.
All right. What would you? Okay, at the end of the book, if you were there and you had a chance to talk to each one of the people in that scene when Destiny came back, what would you be telling Xavier and Magneto?
Xavier. So, if I was like each of them, like each person there individually, or so.
Or either or together, like how would you?
I'd say Xavier and Magneto. I'd just be like, okay, you guys better fix this. You guys better fix it now. Like both of them, you better fix it now. Fix it now. And then Sinister, like, what the crap, Sinister? Hey man, like, we had a deal.
If he would say like, hey, she got to me first, bro. I'm sorry.
I know, that would be funny if like, because she's a psychic, so she actually planned for that. Or she's a precog specifically.
Yeah, right. It's like, go to Sinister. Go to Sinister on a Tuesday. He won't remember it, but he'll give it to you freely.
It'd be funny if like she used her precog ability to find out like how much they paid him. Let's say they they paid him $50, so she just goes and pays him $51. And like it's just like like a minuscule amount that she she bought
That's so bad. That's so bad. Okay, what would you tell Magneto?
Like both of them together, be like, you guys better fix this. like Moira's gonna be like, you just made a guarantee, like, because you just made a promise to Moira, so you guys got to fix this.
To be like, your mom's gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, you guys are in trouble now.
Like, your mom's gonna whoop you, like both of you. Like, didn't Storm look pissed? She's like,
Storm. See, that's what I like. Storm's throwing me off because she voted against bringing back Wanda, which seems kind of out of character for her. But now she looks upset over this, and I'm like, why would she? Like, well, but she's generally a mutant. Like, I don't even get that.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Storm knows Destiny. She know her from back when she was like from back in the day. So it's just like, it kind of like, this bitch. It's just like, why are you here?
Unless she was in on it, but there's nothing she would be upset about. Like, let me be fair. She should be, if she's fine with Apocalypse, she should be fine with Destiny.
Yeah, but Destiny's done more hurtful stuff. I mean, like, she killed Robert Kelly's wife, which made him go even more harder against mutants. So it's kind of her fault. They're the ones who kind of almost started Days of Future Past off of Destiny. And I don't know. With Destiny and Mystique, people tend to forget that Mystique is the hammer. Mystique is the hammer. Destiny is the brains.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
We're about to see like Destiny start swinging her hammer around again. Like, it's bad.
I'll just be like, well, good news is Mystique can stop that fire now.
I would just put them both in the pit.
Oh yeah, that is a good point, because like, yeah, we don't even know if she's done Crucible yet.
No. It's just like, hey, Cypher, pit. You get the pit now? Just throw them both in there.
Like, waiting for that pit.
Like, hey, pit now. No.
It's like, hi, Sabretooth. Who's still down there?
It'd be so awkward for Mystique. She's like, so guess we're all here now.
That's what we need to do. Yeah, just put every one of Mystique's lovers in the pit. Like, that's just.
Oh man.
Azazel's gonna be, actually Azazel can't even be there because he's not a mutant.
What I would really like it if
oh,
sorry, go for it.
I was gonna say, technically speaking, that kind of means Gambit has to go too, because she tried to get with him when she was Fox. I guess he has to be like halfway in the pit. Yes.
I would really like to see like Azazel and Destiny meet and find out like Destiny didn't like Azazel.
Right.
Like, I knew what you were gonna do. Like,
so why didn't you warn him?
Like,
or warn her?
It's like, I couldn't get a hold of her. I knew she was gonna do it anyway. Like, because if they were married, this means they had an open marriage this entire time.
At least either open marriage or, like, you know what? Maybe Mystique had an open marriage. Destiny might not. I know Destiny would, once again, she would have known because she's a precog.
But Mystique wouldn't know about Destiny's indiscretions either. I mean, she wouldn't know about Destiny's, because like, while Destiny could know everything that Mystique does, Mystique wouldn't know about Destiny's unless she really had to like go into it.
Right.
I don't know. It's fun.
Let me see.
And they
oh yeah, by the way, I might have missed this. Is Sebastian Shaw back in standing?
Yes.
Okay.
He's standing. He showed up in Marauders, which I know you're not reading.
No. I might read it now because now Bishop is Captain Commander. So that that might change things.
Everybody skips that. Like, even Bill skipped that. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it showed that Cyclops is even more of a better leader than Xavier will ever be. Because Cyclops realizes when he can let go of the wheel and let somebody else drive.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. This is basically Cyclops. Even I think he really talked about it in issue 1 of X-Men, like the most recent one. The most recent, like, X-Men. There's been a couple number ones for X-Men.
Right.
He's like, I finally get to basically just be a person, like, just to like relax, like actually even be a father, like we finally achieved this kind of reign, or we finally achieved this like the goal.
Yeah.
And he's like I said, he's just enjoying life, but he still wants to be a hero even after that. That's what I enjoyed about that. And
also that whole shot of the 4 of them like walking into the sun. I'm like, that's
right.
nice.
I will say though, man, I feel because Yito's a big fan of Gorgon too. Man, I feel so bad for Gorgon. It's like, geez.
It's like they did not give him any. They did not give him. Actually, that was one of my main problems with House of X and Powers of X, that we never saw the initial meeting. So like, okay, we're going to put Cyclops, Bishop, Gorgon, and Magic together and just have them meet or something. Like, we never saw the initial meetings.
That would be nice. It would be nice to see. By the way, they just actively choose not to change Magic's costume. Like they're just gonna be like, no, she's gonna keep wearing the board shorts and the crop top. That is going to be her look, and we are sticking with it. Like that is like, okay, we might not like yeah, so we might not have liked a lot of things from Bendis, but we're keeping that look.
Just that's not cool. Like, you know, she doesn't take it off, and you're like, ew, no bathe.
No, it's gonna be tight leather boots, tight leather board shorts, and tight leather crop top. That is going to be, that is the look.
I mean, even Kate Pride changes her clothes.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Even if we don't ask for it.
No. Good. Just yeah. Okay.
Actually, speaking of Kate Pride, because we can just go on we can go on a Kate Pride bashing for a whole hour. But specifically, yeah, by the way, spoiler, guys, like I'm not a big fan of Kitty Pryde, Kate Pryde, whoever wants to call herself. I'm not a big fan of her at all. But message me in the wherever this is gonna be, and I'll explain why. But can she still not go through portals?
She can go through portals now, but here's the thing though. She needs to be in phase in order to do so.
Did they?
No, because when she didn't, she was she was solid. Right. So it's kind of like
I guess it canceled out. Okay. Because I thought basically that was them saying like, oh, she might not actually be a mutant. Because that would have been interesting, because they even bring it back in Trial of Magneto, right. That their genetics were that the genetics of Pietro and Wanda were like strong enough to actually trick Cerebro, which are kind of dipping into now, because like High Evolutionary, which I think should have always been like a character that was against the X-Men, because he's all about evolution.
Right.
Should have been against them, but like they're dealing with him now. And I'm like, this is like almost, let me say, like one of my favorite writers for X-Men has been Rick Remender, and even though it was like, it pretty much was just like a volume to just basically establish that Pietro and Wanda are not Magneto's children, even though Quicksilver looks exactly like Magneto.
Serious.
Like
and Wanda looks exactly like Magneto's dead wife. Like,
yeah, well, that's fine, because like that makes sense, but like specifically the fact that he looks exactly like it's like when Christopher Priest, who is also a great writer, and when Christopher Priest was writing the whole thing of like, oh, Damian Wayne might be Deathstroke's kid. No, he looks exactly like Bruce Wayne. Like he's like the spitting image. Well, let me say it, the spitting image, except he's like a few shades darker, because of course he is.
Right. I mean, he's from the Middle East, though, right? Like, right. All this Middle Eastern, right? So
yeah, and well, I mean, they always go, but like, well, you know how it is with comics. Like they even light up sunspots sometimes, and his whole power is getting dark. Like the darker his power form is, the stronger he gets. Like the better it gets. Yeah, but like they even light him up. So it's just common. Like comics would do that with like particularly people of dark complexion. They will quickly. They even light up Storm sometimes, which is like crazy. And she's
or I don't know. Like lately in this latest Sword issue, they kind of darkened her up and made her look African, which is really weird because she's not from Kenya. She's from the States.
She's not from Kenya. Yeah, that is true. She's basically what I would consider similar to Killmonger, or like, and from the movie, she is African American. I mean that specifically. Like I consider myself Black American, but she's African American because legitimately she is like her father is American and her mom is African, and she was born in New York, so she literally is African American.
Right.
Like I say like a couple generations down. And if she like married a Black man or Black woman, it doesn't really matter, and they have children from a Black donor, then like a couple generations down, then they just be then they'd be Black American.
Right.
But she is African American, just like Naja Daka, and the Black Panther movie is African American.
Right. And just now, let's see if Storm can keep a man, because every
I hope so. We like John Ridley, like they really set it up. Because once again, like let me just go. That kind of goes back to that kind of just goes back to Marvel in general, but particularly Jason Aaron. Like I'm not done with Jason Aaron, but like the canon, the timeline in the canon is just completely out of whack. But specifically, what's his name? Ta-Nehisi Coates like left Marvel with a gift of the Galactic Empire of Wakanda.
Right.
And John Ridley seems to be taking that. I think it's going to be Black Panther issue number 8 of his series, which I'm going to buy. Black Panther, who should still be the Galactic Emperor of Wakanda, is walking up to Storm, who is the sole regent.
Right.
So I'm hoping these are going to start to rekindle the fires, because once again, Marvel does not understand the power of like the power they have of Black Panther Storm together. That's something almost exclusively that they have. Christopher Priest and what's called and Deathstroke actually for DC has made basically a pastiche of Black Panther called Red Lion or Matthew Bland. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's maybe they could get him and Vixen together and kind of have that, but like almost exclusively this is something that like Marvel has, like this caliber of Black characters together. Right. And they broke them up because once again, I just don't really understand. Even this is my rant now. I don't even think I think it was a bad idea for them. We'll see what happens with execution, but I still think it's a bad idea for them not to recast T'Challa, because he's just such an important in the movies, because he's just important. I understand that Chadwick did a fantastic job. It kills me that he passed away from cancer of all things. And even, but it's just like, it was just such he really was a king to not even like tell that to people. Mm-hmm. And just to tell that to people. But like I said, T'Challa is just such an integral and important part of Marvel history and comic book history. And for them not to continue that legacy, I think is a very bad thing to do. And I don't think recasting T'Challa is being disrespectful to Chadwick, because like it's not like because he was he was in 4 movies, I believe.
Like 3.
Let's see, it was Civil War. Yeah, Civil War and Black Panther, obviously, Endgame and Infinity War.
But so he wasn't really. Oh, what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right, the ending.
Yes.
Of. Okay.
Yeah, that's important. Like I like that. I like that because it was a nice callback when he said, "Clint, give it to me," because he said that he didn't care what Hawkeye's name was, so he remembered.
Man, that was. I kept forgetting about that. Right. Man, that's rough.
Yeah, I think it was yeah.
No, I agree with. They need to recast because, Disney does this. Like they are quick to recast if something happens. I mean, we saw what happened with Terrence Howard. We see that they replace a bunch of little people in the background. It's not hard.
They didn't. So they didn't even bring Terrence Howard back for What If. They didn't even do that.
Man, they're like, nah. It's like not.
It was always Rhodey.
Don's like, we're done. Like, what about Iron Man? Well, like if they could, I swear they would digitally replace Terrence Howard with.
So they're gonna do like the Lucas edits and just like CGI Don Cheadle into Iron Man 1.
And the thing about it is Don Cheadle will probably go for it because he's such a company
every line. But anyway, if for some strange reason Terrence Howard, I fucking love you, man. Like, I'm sorry what they did to you.
Hey man, you should have been quiet. Okay, you should have been quiet. Take the money because Don Cheadle took your job.
That's the funny thing though, because like what happened with Terrence Howard is the exact same thing that happened with with Scarlett Johansson, except she actually got her money. So that's crazy to think about.
No, you know why? Because she didn't say nothing at first. She was like. And then she asked for money on her way out.
Oh yeah, right after they killed her.
I mean, hey, she got her money though.
It's gonna be funny, man. It's horrible that Black Widow died in that freak gravity accident.
That's right. That's real wrong. No, okay, so how do you so there are now 6 books in
Yes.
the X-Men line.
Yes.
X-Men, Marauders, they're ending Excalibur for some reason. We couldn't, whatever.
Oh, we know why we're ending it. We know why they're like they weren't getting like their money back, so they're like, we got to drop this.
But the thing about it is, the team, like on paper, it looks great.
Yeah.
The team, like you got Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee. These are favorites.
Fallen Angels look good. Fallen Angels had a great team too, and it had a great writer, Brian Edward Hill, who's actually writing Power Rangers, the Power Rangers script right now. Nice. Like he's a great writer. Once again, go read his Killmonger series. I don't know why I'm looking like that, like someone's watching. Like go read, like
you're gonna support us,
right? So yeah, go read his Killmonger series. It's only 5 issues long. It's fantastic. For some reason, I don't know why. I guess the royal family, even though technically speaking, Killmonger isn't part of the royal family in this version of the comics. For some reason, just like people who want the throne or who get thrown are into mutants, because like T'Challa has Storm, Shuri seems to have it's not. It's all but confirmed. Manifold, and even in that book, I forgot her name, but her name was Misty, so I thought it was Misty Knight, but the character Misty that Killmonger had a relationship with, she has super strength. She was a mutant. So I don't know what it is about Wakandans and mutants, except for one. That's Gento's mom. Gento's mom doesn't like him,
which is weird.
Yeah. I think what Gento I think is even weird is that he's actually Wakandan Russian, because his father is a Russian man. So I was like, what?
That doesn't make any sense. So he can run really fast while drunk?
He can wrestle bears.
Right? While drunk. Right? Okay, I have a theory about Manifold I think you would like.
Okay, all right, sure.
Okay. Manifold and Shuri, I think eventually they will get married and they will have kids.
Right.
But here's the thing. I think we already seen their kids already.
All right, who is it? Bishop and Shard? Yeah.
Because think about it. Bishop is from the same area of the world that Manifold's from.
Australia, right.
Gateway has been confirmed as Bishop's grandfather. Now, we don't even, but here's the kicker. We don't know who Manifold's parents are yet.
That's true.
So
his parents, right.
So like, I'm just saying, like Gateway, like a young version of Gateway came to like the future past, met up with Manifold's mother, fell in love, had him, but had to go back into the past because it was the parent.
Oh, like freaking like Terminator.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that kind of does make sense. Bishop. I forgot, like way back on Tumblr. It's still up there. I have to go back and look. I forgot what I compared Bishop to. I think it might have been Mad Max. I forgot what it was, but I was really geeking out about it. I have to go back and check though. It's been a while since I did it.
I'm saying though, like if it's revealed that Gateway is Manifold's dad, boom.
But that's the thing about Bishop though. People just want to connect him to somebody, because like for a long time they thought Storm was it was hinted that Storm was his grandma.
Which was really funny because later on in the 90s, it made us they were kind of implying that Bishop and Storm were gonna be in a relationship, which is like that.
You wake up to really be your own grandfather.
That's why you don't have that. No, because you're stupid. No, which would be kind of funny because he is his sister's grandfather too.
Right.
So that's
which means that he's also his sister's. Yeah.
His grandfather.
Wow. But speaking of which, how come we don't have Shard here? Like Shard should be here.
Well, okay. The thing with that, she was brought back as kind of like a hologram with the memories of the and he had
they can bring her back.
Yeah, they can bring her back, but he had to use the last of the power that he absorbed from her. No, actually, I'm sorry. He has a little bit of shard inside him at all times.
Okay.
For power.
Yeah. So that definitely can, like, I would like it if, like, wait, like, because, like, we're eventually gonna go to the future. Like, maybe, like, Shard has to be in the future to fight alongside the future X-Men, or like what's left of them for that.
Man, you know, it'd be really interesting if they had Shard with Rasputin and Cardinal and all those that we already like.
That would be cool.
He's there, like,
because Zorn was there.
Just saying.
Right. I was anyway, let's see. I wanted to go back to a little bit about Storm and Black Panther, but like what I want definitely to see, I want Azari to become canon in this universe.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm with it.
Do it. Wakandan mutant of royal lineage.
I mean, you can get the same thing with the Braddocks.
Can you though? Because, like, what you call it? They I thought for Avalon, I thought they were going to actually. I know Captain Britain's also a mutant. Like, I would have been fine with that. Well, let me. I thought Avalon was going to be a mutant. Speaking of which, another thing, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you talked Yido about it. No offense to no offense to I can't say it. Yido. But I think it was a dumb idea for them to split up Psylocke and Quanon. They should have been one person.
Okay, why?
It was more interesting. It was more interesting story for them to come together as two different beings and then become one and then stay as one. That was way more interesting. I don't necessarily think it was like whitewashing character at all. I just thought it was that's just like a cool comic book thing to do.
Also, with Quanon, I think it'd be really cool if they had her appear in X-Corp or have Archangel appear in Hellions, and they kind of bring up the fact that he had a relationship with Betsy, but while in her body. So we actually find out he's actually more attracted to Quanon than he was to Betsy.
Right.
You know, like, because remember when they first got together and like they didn't really show what that initial, because like they knew they were on the same team together, but they didn't really know each other.
Right.
So like we never saw even like, hey, let's go out on a date or something. Like we don't know the circumstances that made them get together. I wish they would do that more. Like,
I know, that's funny because we actually saw more of a budding relationship between Blob and Psylocke than
right.
Like in that weird. See, I don't know. Like, I no offense to Marvel, but Marvel had lost their minds at one point when it came to the X-Men. Like, I was like, what do you guys? I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm not even reading this. I'm just saying like clips or like panels. I'm like, this is weird to me.
Yeah, and then they had like Bishop and Jean. No, actually, I'm sorry, they didn't have Bishop. They had a relationship before.
Right.
But they weren't like, and they said like, oh yeah, we used to date. Like, so you can't have a black man, a white woman mutant like in a relationship.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, if we're following Hollywood standards, it appears that every redhead is just a black person because we keep recasting them as a black. So
that makes Hope's behavior in Trial of Magneto make a lot more sense now. You don't tell me what to do. What the heck? That's torture. That's torture, Charles. What the heck? Like,
I know that's kind of weird for me, but that's kind of weird for Hope to say. I'm like, Hope, you're freaking child soldier. Like, what are you talking? Like a legit child soldier. Like from with you're with Cable. I know you tortured some people,
right? Like, and you're getting on me. Like,
right?
I taught your grandfather how to do this. Why are you talking to me?
Your grandfather. I taught your grandfather how to do this because he technically taught me how to do it because time. Because.
No. Like he taught Cyclops. Cyclops taught Cable. It's like everything you know. It's from me.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you talking about Xavier?
Yeah, Xavier.
Right.
It's just weird when you see these young kids really mouthing off to Xavier. I'm like,
yeah,
wow, what? Like,
just how the writing is.
But then you realize Xavier hasn't been like teaching a legit class of students since like the New Mutants.
Yeah, well, I know now the New Mutants, which is kind of, once again, like on paper sounds great because now the New Mutants are teaching people.
Yeah, but they're mouthing off. They're telling them to mouth off to everybody. I'm like, wow, you guys are dicks.
Yeah.
And, if you look at the New Mutants, like class wise, as far as like they were the worst. All they did was sneak out. All they did was
well, there's Generation X too.
No, they didn't really. They were a bit more respectful. Like, if anything, they had more attacks at the school than them like having to sneak out or anything. And plus, you can't. Emma wasn't let anyone get away with anything. She knew what they were like. Like, all right, say that Jubilee, Chamber, and Skin were about to sneak out. She's like, she would get in her mind like, I know you're not about to leave. Because if you are, you can wash my car. And I made it real dirty for you. So march a little march back inside.
Right. Just storm. I mean, not storm. Emma just has like a psychic perimeter around everybody. Like, and she has like certain words that trigger like leave school. No.
and Banshee was like, they're like, you're an asshole. You're a complete jerk.
Yeah, speaking of which, I forgot because Banshee's supposed to be a part of something, right?
Marauders.
Marauders. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He wasn't. He had a guest spot in Marauders, and it looks like he's going to join the squad. But I mean, the last Marauders issue was about as interesting as Kitty Pryde in a paper plate being drawn on a paper plate. Nothing. It was nothing. Yeah. It just.
I was like, so I was waiting for the punchline.
no. It's just like it. It's just nothing. Yeah. And also, Phil Noto is a horrible artist.
Phil Noto?
Yeah,
I like Phil Noto's art. I liked his Electro art. I really liked his Black Widow art. I think it's just like an acquired taste. I don't know, man. Like, let me be fair. And if he sees this, I'm sorry, but it's like on the style of the things you do wrong consistently, and you have a great style, like by that logic. But it's Ramos. I cannot stand Humberto Ramos.
Yeah, his stuff seems like something like a 12-year-old would love.
Yeah,
like
because it's inconsistent. They don't have a proportion. He can't do a proportion to save his life.
He just does motion. He always does like characters in motion, like they're always moving to something. That's why
it's just solid. Like it's somehow solid lines, but just so lanky or just so thick that they're just not in proportion with each other.
That's why Pepe Larraz is my favorite artist right now.
My favorite artist is Daniel Acuna. I like his art a lot.
Oh man, I would really like the guys from Bitterroot to be writing X-Men just to see what
Yes, Chuck Brown and David F. Walker. Telling you,
it just be like
they're too busy. I mean, but at the same time, though, they're too busy. Like, I don't want it to take away from Bitterroot. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like I was so sad when I found out that it ended, but it's like it's still going. But man, I was like, look, man, we got a lot to go. Like, Cullen's my favorite character, and something happened to him. Like, I'm not even spoil anything. Like, something happened to him at the end. I'm like, bro, this is new. Like, I need to know what happens with this. Like, you can't end it like this. You got to give me more.
Bitterroot to me has become like a Netflix series.
I think it is becoming a Netflix series.
No. I mean, like as a comic book, like it's a comic book Netflix series. Like you get all of it at one time, and then like you get nothing for like a year, and then you get something else.
Yes,
and it's just as good.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's fine because like I'm still waiting for Saga to come out. I don't whenever that comes out.
Hey, I'm still waiting for Avatar 2.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I know. It's a sad existence. I'm sorry.
Right.
But I'm also still waiting for Hellboy 3.
Yeah, that'll come out. Well, I mean, I think they might be able to do it because like Ron Perlman's still around.
Yeah, but
Guillermo del Toro, like if Guillermo del Toro says I want to make a Hellboy 3, no one's gonna say no to him. He's making he is Oscar-fied, so he's like they'll just be like, how much is it gonna cost?
Even though I really would have liked to see how he would have done The Hobbit, because I know originally he was supposed to do The Hobbit,
right?
Before Peter Jackson took over. Mm-hmm. But can you imagine the monsters he would have created for that? Like just
all the practical effects that he would have done.
Oh man, it would have been amazing, like monster movie. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so with all the like you say there are too many X titles, but like we have like 6 or 7 right now.
Yes,
this is a really good number for me. Like
6 or 7.
7, because X Corp ended, Excalibur and Hellions are ending. Way of X is done.
Yeah.
Think
About to get
I am
another,
so
but
happy.
now we're about to get Legionnaires.
One thing at a time, my friend. One thing at a time.
Yeah, it seems like I would say that like there's the canon books that I call like just like no, you follow these to stay on target, and then there's the filler books.
Right.
And New Mutants is one of the filler books, straight up. But I like rereading it. So the canon books for me are X-Men proper, and specific like X-Men proper as well as Sword. Those like if you follow those two, you'll be good.
Right. X-Force and Wolverine are basically the same book.
Yeah, I don't even know. At this point, they should just it should just be Wolverine and the X-Force. Like it's just like split it down the middle. Just
okay, seriously. I've always thought that the fact that he took X-Force and made it into a CIA team, like, no, that should have been X-Factor. They should have gone.
Well, X-Factor was an investigation. Like they've been an investigation team. So
yeah, no. But like before then, like they were a government sponsored team. So
yeah.
like I say, like, let's go back to those roots for a little bit. Like, they're a government team. X-Force should have been Hellions.
Yeah, it seems like that. Like once again, like I wish once again, I mean the world would be like for me the world would be a better place if it kind of followed what I said, but I think everyone thinks that. But I thought I thought X-Force should have been the team that went around killing precogs and covering it up, and then X-Factor was kind of like on their trail. Because then that would make sense why those two teams don't get along.
But here's the thing though, like a lot of the precogs are already dead.
Right.
Like, because I remember during Mike Carey's run, right before Messiah Complex, Sinister got a hold of Destiny's Diaries, and they started to just like taking out like precogs.
Right, but they would so that would still at this I would think particularly at this point out they would like the X-Factor if they're so good at their jobs, like they showed in Trial Magneto right now. If they're so good at their jobs, they would see that hey, a certain kind of mutant, like we're missing a certain kind of mutant, like more often than not.
Right. But how many precogs are there though? I mean, like,
oh god, we got Blindfold for sure, Destiny, people who can see the future. There's a guy like wasn't there
iBoy?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if iBoy got killed and they're like, oh, we can't bring him back, it'd be like, why? Like he's needed for the investigation.
Like, does he though, or does he allow you guys to cheat so you guys can just be gossipy? Because X-Factor was the gossipy book. I feel like it was just like really mean spirited. Like they had no reason to distrust Xavier. None of them really did, really.
Right.
And they made North Star into like more of a jerk.
Somehow he's more jerky.
Yeah, but he's quick to kill anybody over his husband. I'll kill everybody on this island if it meant saving my husband. Like, wow, that's
what he said. I know. Well, tell me how you really feel. Like,
what would you kill your sister for your husband?
Maybe.
Depends if she ate my Milano cookies.
Well, to be fair though, like he can, because once again, death doesn't mean anything. That's one of the big problems I had about with Kitty Pryde. With when it was Emma, for some reason it was Emma Storm and Kitty Pryde like taking their revenge. They're taking their revenge on Special Shop. Like, guys, he didn't even commit a crime by your logic. That's only three rules on Krakoa. So then he didn't break one of them.
No, and it's weird though. Like
you guys literally have at the bar, like you guys literally have a game where you have people commit suicide. Like, what is this?
No, but you know what it is. Kitty felt some type of way about Shaw, and Emma, she, if it's Shaw, she's down to hurt him for any reason. Like, it's like, Shaw took my M&Ms. Oh, let's ride out. We'll jump them. Like, nobody takes your M&Ms. Like, she's ready. She's ready for the work. And Storm, oh god, I
Let's see. I
swear.
just typed in. I just look. I'm on the wiki and I'm looking at like who are the precogs. So apparently Gateway is a precog. I didn't know that.
Kinda. I mean, he's a teleporter though.
But he's still there.
Ain't nobody touching Gateway though,
No.
because he knows that they're coming. But if he is a precog, he's not telling anybody what he sees.
Right.
So,
or at least, or he's not able to see it, like as far as Destiny can. The Destiny's, I think, in fact, honestly, well, yeah, I guess she couldn't be. Like they might actually say that Destiny's like they might go back and say Destiny is like an Omega level precog.
It's like, how she couldn't see Moira unless she had to really like focus.
Well, no, but that's the thing. She can't see. Like the thing is basically, which does make sense. Basically, like the way she said it is like I can see you because I can't see you because like you are like a blind spot in my precog ability. So it's like kind of having like it's like kind of like having a white wall and then you see like a little no, we're not, and you see like a hole.
Right.
Like everything else blends in, but that hole. So that hole shouldn't be there. So I can see that.
Okay. All right, I see that.
So like once again, like when Hickman, excuse me, when Hickman wants to, like he's good. He hits it.
Yeah, I mean Inferno, he hits it hard. Just
right.
Oh, also with Inferno, they Orcus.
Yeah.
Like everything they're doing with Orcus, I feel like they should have been doing from the beginning. Like we should have been seeing them all like build up all throughout the other books. Like
like at least in the background. I kind of wish they did what Bendis is doing with not X-Men, what Bendis is doing with Justice League, and they kind of have like the front story and then the back story. Like, and I know that means that they'd had to share the book, but I think they could have made it work.
Right.
But, like particularly because like the story, like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like when they have to, like when you kind of have to read all these different, like 6 different books to like get the complete story, I'm like, come on now.
No, it's just in Orcus just seems like they're so bitter. Like they know they're about to, like they have no delusions about what they're doing. Like we're killing mutants.
Well, that's the thing though, because they made it big. Because like when I first read this Inferno, it seemed like like the woman is gonna make them burn. I thought it was going to be that lady up in Orcus because
Burger.
Early, I forgot because it was way early on. Like she actually unlocked. She actually like at least they made it seem like she unlocked what's it called? God, like reincarnation too.
Right.
Because it seemed like she was going to bring back her husband.
Well, she thought she did, and then they destroyed it.
Right.
No, but like they need to do something about all those lists, all those list of ways of how they were just like how the mutants were attacking them.
How they failed.
No, I'm like, you know what? Really, you have Manifold right there. You can have him like, I don't know, push
just portal the sun to them.
Right. Like just drop a sun on it. And then just like boom, you're done.
You don't even have to kill them. You can actually just do like the mutant technology and which by the way Cyclops invented first. And you can do the mutant technology and just like put them into that one random dimension that you are able to grab those pyramids from.
Right. I mean, and also like when the one like Magneto tried to push the thing into the sun and he had an aneurysm and died. I'm like,
that's happened before. That's happened before, like, but he didn't die. But remember when he concentrated I think he needed Psylocke too, but he concentrated very hard and he actually was able to pull Kitty Pryde back.
Right.
So he's done that before.
And like I feel like they're putting self-imposed they're putting like unrealistic limits on their powers because we've seen them do more. Like Magneto, like who's to say that like Magneto, Polaris, and you get like Mimic and Sync and have them all
Rachel. I mean that's Sync and Hope. Just put them all together.
No, you don't need Hope. She's whatever. I don't like Hope. Like whatever. Like since you want to call people, no, she wouldn't like it because it'd be called torture to her.
That'd be interesting. Oh yeah, well, I guess partly because they're not supposed that'd be breaking they're not putting certain mutants in there because they're technically breaking the law, which is kill no humans. So that's I can understand that.
I understand it, but it just like they know, like, all right, Sync knows what Orcus can do. Like Polaris, I think
Polaris is part of the X-Men. Sync and Polaris are part of the X-Men. So actually that's kind of funny because I actually don't think the X-Men have to follow the Krakoan law anymore.
That's interesting too. Oh, did you hear about Captain Krakoa that they're coming out with?
And I thought that was Xavier, then I thought it was Cyclops, and he's like, but Cyclops doesn't happen. I'm like, okay, who is this then?
I really want to see Cyclops go like, who are you?
Right, I'm trying to think who it is. I don't know. You think maybe it could be Havoc? You think it could be Havoc?
And like, oh god, man, don't get me started on Havoc. Like, I feel. Can you imagine what it must be for Jean, like having dinner at the family table and like seeing, like feeling Havoc's feelings towards Madeline, and she's like, oh god, like he probably like he oh my god, he's looking at me thinking about Madeline. That's gross.
Right. Meanwhile, Scott's thinking about Emma.
Whatever, like, you know, like whatever. She's
with Scott, and then Cable's thinking about. Actually, I don't know if I think it has really been established. Like Scott only lets a psychic in if he wants it. If he wants, yeah. It's like his defense is just that strong.
I mean,
and he would know genes.
But here's the thing: I want to see Rachel date somebody.
She was dating Nightcrawler.
She did date him, but like they broke it up for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
who would you want to see, or who do you think would be a good fit for Rachel?
Rachel. I know they're probably saving her for Kitty. Actually, you know what? I wanted to be Kitty because I wanted to actually choose who does she want. Does she want Ileana or does she want Rachel?
Right. Yeah, I know they've been pushing that narrative for a while.
Yeah,
like, and almost let me say that the fans have been doing it. Like,
right.
But I don't know. Like the fans have a lot of, and I'm including that. The fans have a lot of influence because like they all but like they willed freaking Cyclops, Jean, Wolverine into the equation, even though it makes no sense. Like I've never I know people are a big fan of Wolverine, but it makes no sense why people are like, no, Wolverine and Jean to be like belong together. I'm like, Cyclops legitimately allowed this man who was pining for his wife into the team because it was going to be better for mutants in general, and somehow you want to make him the bad guy. It makes no sense. You would not say that with like a normal person. Like if you were married to somebody and you take someone into your home who was like on the street, and then they end up getting with your wife, you would not think that person is the hero. Like you would.
Also, you remember, this isn't even the first time Wolverine's done this to like a married couple. Remember, Vindicator and Guardian. Once he first met up, it
like
literally
he is a serial like homewrecker. Like he is like
no, that's his name. It shouldn't be Wolverine. Homewrecker.
A homewrecker. That's better.
Don't leave him alone with your wife.
Like what's his mutant power? Oh, like he's wrecking homes. Like
it's like, oh man, he wrecks homes, bro. He wrecks homes. No, yeah, he does that, but then like he gets mad if some like I don't understand. I don't understand Wolverine. Like. But to your point, yes, the fans really do will that, and they like to say, "Oh, it's subtext." I'm like,
right,
really? Subtext is for subtext doesn't work. you can't use subtext like that. I don't know. I've never, and it's like they're trying to say that no two people who are friends of the same sex can just be friends.
Right.
They just can't be they just can't care about each other really deeply.
Which is a bit frustrating.
Like
even in what you call it. I don't know if you watched the show Jellystone.
Oh.
It's on HBO. No, like the thing I'm mentioning is like I just like found out about this like yesterday. What you call it? So they had so you know Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
So Johnny Quest and the show Jellystone, Johnny Quest and Haji are married, and I'm like, wait, but like Haji was Johnny Quest's adoptive brother. That's a bit weird.
Right. That's
like I was like, okay.
But nobody wants to put that. Nobody wants to think about that. But and also,
I mean, I guess you can just say it's I guess you can just say because it's like a reboot. Like you don't have to like follow it. Like, but like I don't know. That's a little bit weird now. Like that's like some Woody Allen kind of thing at that point. Because like
he was grooming him when he was 8. He's like, I love you, Haji. We're gonna be together forever. What do you mean forever?
Yeah, what do you mean forever? But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, but yeah, no, that does get a little frustrating sometimes. But I don't know, like once again, like I might not like the premise, but maybe if they execute it pretty well, I'll come, like I'll get onto it, or like I'll be a part of it. But I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, man, we'll see.
I mean, like all right, but also to your question, who would be really good for Rachel right now?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
She's a part of X Factor. What? Maybe? Oh God. Okay, I know now. I know who it would be. Dakin.
He's already dating Aurora.
Dakin. But anyway,
okay.
but anyway, what I was gonna say Dakin, because then like that kind of goes back to the whole Cyclops Wolverine thing.
Right.
So now we got like the Cyclops Wolverine relationship and X Factor, and if we ever go back to Cable, I know Cable's actually, it seems like Cable's one true parent. I've totally forgot, I'm blanking on her name, but one of the Stepford Cuckoos, but like because for some strange reason in the business run with all new X-Men, it like they made it seem like it was gonna be Cyclops or Cyclops at that point, Cyclops and X-23. But maybe we can do it.
Right, yeah, I forgot about.
And then there's like, nope, Angel.
No, actually, I really want some. I really would like Wolverine and Angel to really joke about that. Like, hey, Warren, remember back in the day when we both made out with Wolverine with X-23?
Right.
Yeah, Scott, that did happen.
And then now, but actually, you know what? I will say it's interesting for it to be Sync and X-23. I'm like, go figure. I was like, okay.
I mean, I guess. I mean, like, honestly, I still want to see a Generation X reunion.
The what?
I want to see a Generation X reunion.
Oh, yeah, like, I will get. I'm thinking. Oh, we'll get that soon because like it was because in the Generation book before, like it's funny. Like if I say what you want about the Generation X book, it was drawn horribly, but at least we got. I'm talking about the most recent one.
Oh, right.
At least we got like we dropped the stupid vampire thing for Jubilee, and she got her powers back. Like,
thank you.
And that was Kid Omega that did that too.
Thank you, Kid Omega.
Right, and what you call it? But it seemed that it was Jubilee and Chamber.
Right.
And then they dropped it.
I mean, they I love Chamber. Like they
yeah, they and speaking of Chamber, like they've all but dropped the fact that he's related to Apocalypse. Like
oh my okay. Okay, but here's the thing though. In the book though, he was talking about like, hey, ever since that was like the one good thing about when my powers manifested. I got rid of that stupid tattoo, so I don't need to claim anything anymore.
Right.
So I understand. I think it's still canon, but like Chambers like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention it. Right.
Like, no, I'm good. I would really like to see how just the dynamic between the Generation X kids, because you got Sync and Skin, and like they're arguably are like 18 years old, and all their classmates are like in their late 20s now.
Right.
Even Jubilee's a single mom.
Yes. Oh yeah, right. Do you like how they rewrote Togo to be a mutant? Like
no, and they totally like gloss over the fact that Jubilee kind of kidnapped a child.
Yeah.
She didn't really look for his parents. Not really.
Well, I mean, the parents found him, and she still didn't give it back.
Child. It's okay if Jubilee. So it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay if Jubilee does. The same thing with it's okay because Kitty did it. Like it's okay. Or
yeah.
Kate.
What Kitty did with Pete, what she did with Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, if she was a dude,
right?
She was a dude. But here's the thing: which time? Because one time she manipulated him after he joined up with Magneto.
Yeah, he was 19 and she was like 14, I think.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's funny too because she kissed him on the mistletoe. I was like, what is this?
It's like,
that was Chris Claremont too. That was Chris Claremont. That was Chris Claremont's thing.
no, and like, but nobody ever says anything about that. No, nobody says anything about that. Just funny. Just funny is all. And Wolverine was a drunk.
Yeah.
He was lit. Those Claremont days are really problematic if you really go back into it. But like it's like the Cosby Show. Like everybody has really good memories of it, but if you go back and really look into it, it's really bad.
I'll do one better. It's even worse when you remember in Codename Kids Next Door, number 5's dad was supposed to be basically Bill Cosby. Like, so go back and enjoy that.
Oh God.
Well, actually, to be fair, so this is the attorney coming at me. To be fair, technically speaking, the sentence was vacated, so he's not guilty. So, so you can enjoy those Bill Cosby episodes.
Like you just have to ignore certain things.
You have to vacate it. You just have to.
Okay, on TikTok and on like talking to Yito, I always end up having to defend Xavier. And I'm always told, oh, you're an advocate for Xavier. Like, no, I believe everyone deserves a good defense. Okay.
That's the thing. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I'm not even on TikTok. I don't even know how TikTok works, but I know that shout out to MJ.
Right.
He's on TikTok all the time arguing with people. I don't even know how he does. Like, I don't do TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. So I'm just like, how do you guys do? Like, it's really like is it typing or do you make like videos and go like back and forth?
You both. You can comment on somebody else's video, but also you can make a video about it. So
I was like, let's call it like, and he do what he needs to do. He makes very good arguments. I don't want it to ever be. I don't want him to think or anyone think that he doesn't make good arguments. But I'm just like, there's a time like there's a battle and you can lose some battles. You can even not fight some battles and still win. But you don't have to go on. I just want him to like, if he could just like reduce like his TikTok arguments by half, I know that he'd be a happier person. Like I know he would.
No, and like
stressing himself out.
No, it's the whole thing with Xavier though. Like people talking, he was in love with his 16-year-old student. Like, okay, all right, hold up. It was one bad thought that he never followed up on. You're really gonna get on somebody for having a bad
well, yeah, that's
thought?
Like saying that. That's like, yeah, exactly. I know if we lock up people for having bad thoughts, then every X-Men should be in jail.
Right.
Even Storm.
Right. I mean,
what was I gonna say? Because by that logic, Xavier's also a racist because of what happened between him and Moonstar, because she wore her belts. And he said, no, I had to check. And he basically just went, I had to check my biases and be like, no, like that's a part of her culture. And he said there would have been a time when I would have said, don't do this. And I would have been wrong. So we should lock him up for that too, because he's a racist. Well, not like, well, I guess racist, technically speaking, isn't a crime. But
his wife, he was checking his privilege.
Yeah, he was checking his privilege. Or I wouldn't even say that. I said he was checking his biases, not even his privilege. Right. But
And then like the whole thing was like, oh, he sent those kids in Deadly Genesis. Okay, all right. Let's be clear about something. Last time he sent a bunch of kids into a dangerous situation, it was Magneto. Okay, so like where are we really going? Like he thought he could do it again.
Guys, the same thing with saying, oh, Cyclops cheated on his wife. Like, not really. You can't go into like, so you once again, you're trying to throw him in jail or trying to make him a bad guy because he had a thought. Never got physical. Jean and Wolverine got physical, but not Cyclops and Emma.
Like, hey, everything Cyclops did was consensual. No one could ever say, oh, Cyclops forced himself on me. Like, nope. Like, okay, real quick with Cyclops. With the Bendis run. Did you find it hilarious that Maria Hill had a huge crush on him?
I do think it's funny. I think the funny thing too is just like, oh, okay, well, that's the thing. He just kind of ignored it. He was just like, I will say specifically, kind of seems like she had more than like a crush. It kind of seemed like she took those thoughts and made them like physical,
like she was really thinking about like, man,
she might have used him for some activities later. It seems like that.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if like every once in a while he gets a drunk call from Maria Hill and says like, hey, hey, want some boom boom? Like what? He's like, for
Oh yeah,
real, we
because
talked about this.
oh yeah, man, I would love that. Like when they eventually reboot House of M, like I can like imagine us because I know Bill gets mad like when we talk about they're just gonna remake this or like so when they remake House of M, I can't wait for them to make it to where Cyclops marry Maria Hill. I can't wait for that relationship.
That would be so funny. just I'm like just and no, but like with Charles, he's not a great person. He's just a person.
Yeah.
He tried to do the right thing, and yeah, he made mistakes. We all made mistakes. I mean, the whole danger thing. You gotta look like this. Like he got it from the Shi'ar. You know what they are all about.
I know, right? It's so interesting because like the Cyclops should absolutely defy the Shi'ar, but he like they literally killed his mother, kidnapped his brother, and put his wait both of
them. Gabriel and Adam.
Extreme's technically not his brother in this canon.
Okay, fair. All right.
It is in Legends. And don't get me wrong, I would love for Extreme to be his.
No. Legends is canon.
Is it?
Legends is canon.
Oh, is it? Okay, great.
Yeah. So like, yeah, there is, but they just the Shi'ar just put like a kind of like a hold on it. So like they know, but they don't know.
All right, cool. Well then, great. I love it. Like the only thing I didn't like about it is that like each Summer's brother was a primary color, and now that ruins that because there's only 3 primary colors. So like but
hey, but yeah, you're right. Scott should really hate the Shi'ar. Actually, all the Summers should hate the Shi'ar because
that's one thing too. We talked about this before. Like I was talking to Corey about this too. It's just like they've never brought back his mom.
Yeah, they right.
She's like, so she's the one. So she's the new Uncle Ben because they even brought back Uncle Ben, but she has stayed dead.
I mean, they've never brought back Xavier's mother. They haven't brought back Scott's mother. They haven't even brought back. Man, they haven't even brought back Colossus's parents, and they were gunned down. How is Colossus the black sheep in his family? Everybody in his family is crazy except for him.
Well, you don't remember he has like a martyr complex because he always dies first.
Ugh.
Even with the legacy virus.
I mean, it was the cure, man. It was the cure. He had to do. No, he didn't. He didn't need to do that. No, but yeah, the Summers, like Rachel hates the Shi'ar Empire. Jean should hate the Shi'ar Empire. I mean, they all get like. I understand why Krakoa is associated with the Shi'ar because they're the biggest game in town, but there has to be some sort of like revenge plot going on there because they could take over their entire regime really easily.
Well, now they got Warbird, Sunspot, and Cannonball are still there. But Warbird is obviously not a
Deathbird.
It seems like huh? Oh, Warbird something. Yeah, because there's Deathbird, then there's Warbird, and Deathbird is the regent. I forgot what they're called. Like she's a queen or something like that.
Yeah, she's the auntie. She's the aunt of the current young empress,
who is related to Xavier.
Who is Xavier's biological daughter?
That
we didn't know. Shi'ar biology is weird because when was
she's related to him and Lilandra.
But when was his kid born? Like, when was the egg hatched? Or how did that happen? How does that happen? When did it happen? Maybe I don't know. Maybe Lilandra had some had like a freezer with Xavier's sperm or something. And he's like, okay, let's just wait. I don't want to do it now.
Right. So there's that.
Oh no, there's still other connections. Like back in Extreme X-Men, Chris Claremont introduced Lifeguard and Slipstream, and actually their Shi'ar cousins or the Shi'ar royalty, but it's heavily indicated that it's Deathbird.
Yeah,
man, Deathbird just like having.
And technically speaking, Deathbird. Wait, would that mean that? Oh yeah, I guess ties because that would that mean that Vulcan and Deathbird? because I think Deathbird was pregnant with Vulcan's child, and I just don't think they actually had it. Because Vulcan could technically still be the. Well, I mean, I guess it's so Death do us part, so I guess not. But Deathbird. I wonder how Deathbird would feel, even with Sunspot, my boy. I wonder how he would feel like knowing that Vulcan's still alive.
Ooh, that's a really good question. That's
right.
Just in how many kids does she have? Because apparently, it's she also had gotten pregnant by Bishop.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, this happened like back in the 90s.
Okay. Oh, gotta love those 90s.
Yeah. Was it, the X-Men were in space, and the X-Men got separated, and it was Bishop and Deathbird, and Deathbird had imprisoned Bishop, made him feel in like a misery kind of situation, made him think he was paralyzed.
Okay.
And then like, because she was like, I love you, your warrior spirit.
I think I do remember this. I just threw it to the back of my mind.
It's bad. Like it was Uncanny X-Men 358. There you go. Okay. It was during that era.
Yeah, it's like when MJ thought that. I guess it's like when MJ thought that Storm had never died. I'm like, that's not true. I know she's died before, and she died in the Outback.
Right. She died right before the Outback.
And Rumble brought her back to life, but it was like, no, you died. I just brought you back to life. It was no discrepancy. It's like, no, you died. I just brought you back.
It was like the snap. Oh man. Like I really want to see just an issue where they talk about all the old stuff that happened. Just like, yeah. Just hey, remember the time that happened?
Just like a life story, but it's just all of them drinking at the bar, saying like, "Hey, you remember that one time? Yeah. Do you remember that one time?"
Like, let them bring up embarrassing, like
Cyclops says, "Hey, you remember that one time I was Phoenix? Like, what are you talking? Because there'd be 2 times actually.
Right. No, actually,
remember that time when I was a Phoenix and I tried to fight God King Doom. Wait, what?
I would love somebody to say, "Hey, Storm, remember that time you sent Wolverine to kill that 16-year-old kid who reminded you that you screwed up with the Morlocks?"
Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Thank you for reminding me about that, because I was like, wait, Storm was a horrible leader for the Morlocks, and like now you're gonna make her in charge of a planet? Like, wait a minute.
But no one, everybody like say Storm's a god. It's like she's more of a devil, because if you're not pretty, she don't mess with you.
It's like so. You, no offense to the Iraqis, but they're just like a planet of Morlocks. So,
oh my god, that's the new Morlocks. That there's instead of underground, they're on a planet that nobody wants to go to.
Well, I mean, it's Mars. People want to go to Mars for years, or for decades, actually.
But like everybody forgets, like, oh, Storm's done. She's so great. Like, no, that Morlocks thing is a heavy blemish on her record.
Yeah.
Like, even when they were being murdered, she did nothing. Like, she couldn't stop nothing from happening to them. When the Morlock massacre happened, she couldn't stop it. When like anytime somebody brought it up, but anytime Callisto tried to she tries like, oh, I want to be the leader of the Morlocks again. Storm's like, no, you ain't taking my spot.
I know, it's just like she just wanted like the title, right. and she would do like the bare minimum to like keep it.
Right. And also, it's really bad in the cartoon. I was watching the one episode with the spirit drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the beginning, Leech called the X-Men, and Wolverine said like, man, we need to talk to Storm about who she gives our number to. I'm like, you're an asshole, bro. Like, you could really need help, and you're just like, ew.
Right. Ew.
like, if you watch that show, Wolverine, like, if he didn't have like a skeleton, he would have caught these hands. He would have caught so.
Oh no, there are a lot of great lines. Are you talking about the 90 series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I think it was the same episode. I think he was like chasing after Callisto. He was like, "Oh, I love it when they're." And I was like, "Geez." What?
Like you serial. Like, see, this is what Sabretooth be talking about. This is exactly what Sabretooth be talking about.
Right.
At least, just Wolverine's.
Yeah. So
Wolverine sucks.
So they're giving Bishop some love, which I absolutely love. You know who I also want to see? I kind of want him to be in X Factor, and that's Bedlam, because he is back. We saw him.
Yeah.
Bring him into the forefront. Bedlam needs to be doing something.
Yeah, but I don't think Leah Williams, or was it Leah? Wait, is it Teenie Williams or Leah Howard? Leah Williams and
it's Leah Williams.
They both,
We're gonna mix them up. We're just gonna mix them.
It's fine, whatever. Like, you can't tell them apart.
Yeah, speaking of which, Leah Williams, if you somehow see this and you want to act if you somehow see this, please call me or please contact me. I would love to ask you questions.
No, like I don't think Leah Williams knows how to write a straight black character.
Oh, because of Prodigy?
Yeah, like
well, Prodigy, to be fair, that wasn't her. That was I think that might have been Karen Gillian. It was because he was a part. I will say that kind of makes me sad. Like a lot of X-Men or mutants really get like a lot of good push in Avengers comics. Prodigy was one of them, even though like I said, I don't necessarily like the change they did with his sexuality. But that's whatever. There was also Sunspot and Cannonball, who got a major push, and Hickman. I think Hickman. I mean, it's all
good for them though. Good for them. But
same thing with yeah.
No, but they put them in that lame relationship.
The multiversal Avengers. Yeah.
They put them in they put Cannonball in a relationship with a racist.
With Smasher.
No, seriously, she's a racist. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Full on racist.
And then there's also who else we got? Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue got a huge push.
Yeah, Rogue got a great push, and by recommender once again, still my favorite comic book series, Uncanny Avengers. Go watch it. Go read it. No, you should go watch it because it should be a movie by now. So
really should.
So when it's out, go watch it.
Right. John Cassidy on that. Oh my, the pencils on it were so good.
Right. Like John Cassidy, and then God.
It was a really good book. I
might go back and read it now, honestly. Oh yes, no, the Apocalypse twins, who are mutants, who should be on the island.
Oh, they're not yet. If they start getting their own spaceships and go exploring space, then I can see the Apocalypse. But no, they're a satellite. They're a global satellite. I'm talking about like exploring space. Like
I'm saying, like the last thing that we saw specifically was them dead, and we know that they at least brought back Daken, and Daken was still alive by the end of that book, so they should technically be brought back, and because they are the children of Angel. Yeah,
but do you really think he wants to be associated? Like, he's like,
unfortunately, you can't. Actually, yes, like because there's two of him. Like because they made it clear that like he's Angel and Archangel. So actually, yes.
Yeah, hey, and also they would have to bring back their mother in the original 4.
Family.
Oh wow, it would be really interesting if they brought back the original Apocalypse, no, they weren't his last 4. They were supposed to be they
were supposed to be like the best.
Yeah, the best of the best.
Right.
And like bring them back, and then have them meet his kids on a rocket. Like, hey kids, these are my other kids.
I did think it was pretty cool, even though I don't think he named him, so I don't know how that happened. I did think it was pretty sweet that like the clone was named Genesis, and then his wife was named Genesis. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Genesis Junior.
Genesis Junior. And no, it wouldn't be Junior. I don't think you can I don't think women have a junior name.
Oh no, there is. My wife, her aunt is named after her grandmother.
But is she called Junior though, or is she just called the second?
No, it's more.
Right.
It's just like, hey, you're Rosa, and there's Rosa too. Like,
actually,
get a nickname.
Yeah, because your wife is Hispanic. I'm wondering, like, did she when she married you, did she do the hyphen?
No, actually, she kept her name. She kept her name because we talked about it. Said like she wants to.
Yeah.
She's very connected to her name. It's part of her heritage. For like,
Yeah.
so she's like, oh, I don't want to share. I'm like, hey, no problem.
Yeah, no, I was curious because like I know that specific. I like what's it called. So for those you don't know, I've talked to Demiura's wife before. I've never seen her, but like I've talked to her before, and she's just for some reason because I live in Texas.
Yeah.
That's no secret. She's just like, oh my goodness, he can speak Spanish somewhat decently. Like it was like.
No, she's always like. I think she likes it when like somebody who doesn't seem like they speak Spanish would speak Spanish.
Right. I can do the same thing, man. You speak English so well. How do you do it? Like, what's your secret?
Like, I grew up around it. I guess.
Yeah.
It was taught to me. I'm a little triggered. No. Oh no! Just, I wish we could get more people. I don't want to say people of color because it's like I'm saying colored people.
You don't want to say minorities either, do you?
I really don't. I just want to see different colored people. Oh, wow, I really said it again. I just want to see different. Screw it. Different colored people write X-Men. All right.
Yeah, like I said, it was a big deal when Vita Ayala started writing. Once again, I do think that Brian Edward Hill, Chuck Brown,
Hasey Coates.
Tiny. I'm so surprised that they didn't ask. I mean, I think they did. Like in my head canon, I think they did ask him, but he's just like, I got to go back to writing books. But like he all but promised that he was going to come back to write a Storm series, and he almost all but promised, like at least to my recollection, I might have just willed it into existence. But he all but confirmed, like, no, I'm going to get these two characters, Storm and Black Panther, back together. Like I'm going to do it. I'm like,
right.
Hey,
let's see what happens, because apparently if Black Panther was to get back with Storm, Wakanda would have something to say about it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Well, that's because of him too, because Wakanda is no longer, it's a constitutional monarchy. I believe that's what it is. So like Black Panther is like a figurehead now. They still kind of follow him, which is interesting, but like they have their own, they have a government separate from him.
Right, like the prime ministers of England, of the
right. UK. So it's interesting because Wakanda by default, because of Black Panther, was pro-mutant. So I'm wondering if like Wakandans, like by themselves, like without Black Panther, T'Challa there, if they're still going to be that. It kind of seems like that because they're still being like just neutral to it. Because I think it's more, I don't think it's more of them being mutants. I think it's more of them just being a nation. And that's why they're like, hey, we don't need your cure. We don't need, they need that because like, you know, because we're Wakanda, baby. Vibranium.
Yeah, but at the same time though, they can just say like, yeah, we'll take it, but we're not going to use it. Like, just accept the treaty. And like part of the reason why I'm kind of sour on Wakanda right now, because like I'm looking at Wakanda like y'all just mad y'all not the biggest game in town anymore.
Well, I'll say that it definitely didn't help what Storm did, and that was Vita Ayala too. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, she took Stormbreaker, or it's not Stormbreaker, Skybreaker.
But hey, if anybody could do it, hey, Storm did it. Okay.
Well, it's the thing. Well, the thing that got me with that is that it was inconsistent because she was like, I don't have time to wait, and then so she took Skybreaker, and then like the last issue, like our last page was her waiting. I'm like, what the crap is this?
I also feel like they could have gotten Gambit to do it. No, actually, that would have been really fun if they got Gambit and Storm to do it, and they were just arguing the entire time.
Or Gentle.
Or as I like to call him, the Wakandan strong guy.
But once again, too, no offense, they could have just had Manifold do it.
That's true too. Yeah, I mean they could have had Magic do it.
So why didn't you just get Manifold? He would have been in and out in like 2 seconds.
Right? And like he would have said like, I really feel bad doing this. But here you go.
That would have been bad too for sure. Like that might have hurt his and Sherry's relationship. I just want to say you're just like, man, if we need to do this, I can't. Why? Because I have a dinner date with Sherry at 5 and I can't ruin it. Like
she's still mad at me for stealing Skybreaker, okay? Like that was 5 years ago. She's still mad.
Right.
It's like her mom likes to bring it up. It's a whole thing. Like I knew what I did was wrong. and Bishop's like, man, I told you mom was tough. Told you my mom was tough. Which would be really cool if Bishop was the nephew of the Black Panther.
There's a lot of things they can do with Bishop.
I
There's
mean,
a lot of things.
it makes a lot of it just so much.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about, like, this is completely off topic? How do you feel about Miles Morales' new look?
Why? Like
I think they overdid it. I think they overdid just a little bit.
Yeah, like they're trying to make it more. It seemed like they're trying to make it more battle ready. I guess I don't know.
No,
I like the fact they had a Letterman and a hood. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, no, I like the Into the Spider-Verse, even though it makes no. I like the Into the Spider-Verse look, like with the hood, because he can like blend in. I kind of like that aspect of it, like blend in with the crowd, but almost like Assassin's Creed.
right.
This is just like a little much. And like, but to be fair, one thing I don't understand is that I don't understand why they give him shoes. It's like, how is he supposed to stick to walls?
Well, he was
From his
wearing
feet.
gaze in Into the Spider-Verse.
Huh? I know. Yeah, that is true. I got to go back and look, but I think there's a scene where he was doing that too. Not saying that it's supposed to make sense, but like I think he was using more of his hands.
Yeah,
than,
I think okay. I can see
Yeah,
that.
but I don't think like I'll have to see it. Like, but if they had like a scene of like him like with this Miles like standing on a wall and be like, no, you can't do that. Like you have hairs basically that like stick to the wall. They can't go through these J's. Like
It's like, you know how much I pay for these J's? Like, no, I would not be surprised if Miles Morales went to Stark or Richards and say, hey, listen, can you make me some custom J's that fit in with my costume?
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I can do that.
I think they'd be like, I've never even thought about doing that before.
I know. Technically speaking, he should go to Wasp because she's a fashion designer.
She doesn't. That's another person who needs to get a call from Havoc. Wasp.
Oh yeah, because they have a whole daughter.
They have a whole daughter, beautiful kid, and like then all of a sudden gone.
Right.
And
King still has her. King's like.
And then remember at the end of it, Havoc's face was all scarred up, and
he was inverted for like a long time. I was like, this is concerning.
He was better. He was more confident in himself. He was like when he found some guy, he's like, bro, don't even worry about it. I got you. Let's do this together.
Right.
I'm like, can we keep him inverted because he's
and then we had that. Then we had AVI, Avengers versus Inhumans. No, not Avengers versus Inhumans. X-Men versus Inhumans. IVX. Inhumans versus X-Men. I think it was IVX.
Yeah.
But still.
But I don't know why Havoc was looking better. Like he had a hell man bun. He was getting weird. I'm like, he was starting to look like Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I think because actually Opie's gonna be the new Thor in the God of War Ragnarok. I can't wait for that.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm down.
Yeah.
But hey, if they were to get that actor to be Havoc, I'm like, yes, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
they have to dye his hair.
Well, I mean, sure. All right.
I think Opie's redhead, yeah. God, yeah. Geez, you want to just? I mean, I still want to if we want to do casting choices. I still think Shamik Moore would be a great Cyclops. He just needs to get us stay out Twitter. But
I don't know. He's kind of busy with Wu-Tang right now.
Wu-Tang. I mean, he's still going to be Miles. I don't like what's it called. Like he can. But if who? I'm trying to think. There's if freaking Benedict Cumberbatch and what's his name? Eddie, the guy that's playing Eddie Brock.
Tom Holland. I mean, no, not Tom Holland.
Not Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. If they can do all these roles, so can anyone else. So I'm just like, no, they can do multiple stuff. I don't know. People say stop casting Michael B. Jordan stuff. No, continue to cast Michael B. Jordan stuff.
Cast him for Magneto. I'm down.
Oh, he's just gonna be one Eric, and he's gonna be another Eric.
Yeah. It's like we didn't even have to change the name. Eric Lensher. Like, yeah, there are Black Jewish people during the Holocaust too.
Yeah, but not in Poland.
Hey. Black people, there can be Black people in Poland, just like, hey, I want to check out my people. Oh, crap. Like,
I don't know. I still think that they should kind of go for the genocide that happened in Africa and use Giancarlo Esposito. I'm like, look, man.
It works.
He's right there. we already see that he can rock a cape because of God, what was it? That's Star Wars.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
yeah, because of Mandalorian. I'm just saying, like, it's all there.
and he does pull off that, like, I am so mad right now. I will kill you, but I'm gonna make it look like I'm not going to, though.
Right.
That me just
right there.
Okay. Well, all right. What would you say to Sinister at the end of Inferno?
You seem to be like the most, like, are you what would I say?
Yeah, by the end of it, yeah, we didn't.
Like I said, like, hey, we had a deal, and we told you to destroy all of the DNA. So how is their DNA?
He's like, hey man, she got to me first, bro. She got to me. Kitty, Emma, and Nightcrawler.
Kitty, Emma, Nightcrawler. Oh yeah, right. Mostly, because now I'm mixed up Inferno with Trial of Magneto. So Kitty, Emma, and Nightcrawler. Emma's fine with it. Kitty.
She looks scared.
Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler should be like, oh wow, my stepmom's here.
No, I feel like he was like, okay, because Storm, Night, Kurt, and Kitty, they all remember her from back in the day. Just like, oh god, like I hate when these two are together. These two, they suck. They're like the worst couple. I don't know what it is about them. Like, because they're both nuts. They're both nuts.
Yeah, Cyclops concerned. It's like speaking of which, like, did you like are you wondering like what that was about with like when Cypher woke up and then his wife woke up too, but she looked like
that was weird. Like
that was weird.
I think she's a plant.
Oh, that would be sad.
No, I mean the fact that they just loved each other off top, like you don't even know him.
Because he was the only he was the only one that could understand her. Something I think like that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd be like, oh, that'd still be sad.
I just
want Cypher to win.
but like Cypher is making some really like he sees that Warlock is going through something and he's like, no, you're fine. My relationship is good. Everybody's good. Like,
yeah.
Oh, your best friend is going through something.
Definitely. Well, it's the alpha that basically are going to that's like the real world threat, right? Like ultimately, like they're the big bad. So and like Warlock is a part of that. So either Warlock is going to be the cause of things going bad, or somehow some way he's actually going to be helpful to it.
Oh, would it be crazy if Warlock is the reason why the Phalanx came to Earth?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, because Cypher hurt my feelings.
Right, it's gonna be because you broke up the bromance.
and then you have Krakoa and like I don't know, like we still don't know where they stand.
Right.
Like where I feel like Hickman missed a big opportunity. Show the beginning of how the initial meetings of all this stuff. Like have them meet up with Krakoa. Have them
that kind of similar to what they did to like how Cyclops went and like gathered everybody for Nation X.
Right. Like similar to that, but like basically the same thing. Yeah. But show that how all the X-Men were completely separated. Like there were two, like I mean, after Cyclops died, they all came back together. But like there were a bunch of factions.
Kind of like when it's like divided we stand.
Right. But like have them bring everybody back together and say like, listen, I have this idea. I have this. It's a little big, and then at the end of it, then reveal that Moira.
Well, they kind of showed it with like when they went to Emma and it's like, and she's like, fine, I'll do it for the children because.
We do that, but do it for everybody.
Right.
Like, and at the end of it, you show that Moira is actually alive, and you be like, what? Like, you know, your mind's spinning. You don't know what's going on, and then when you find out more about her, you're like, oh my god, that's crazy. It totally makes sense. I don't know. You find out all this was Moira's idea, but Moira, do you trust Moira?
I think I would have to say no because specifically she keeps saying like, because that's not a part of like the whole no destiny thing. That's the thing that I don't trust her about, because I don't think like that would change anything. I think she just doesn't want to be able to die.
Hey, with her, like with the whole destiny thing, I said this from the beginning. That whole precog thing was a way just to say no destiny without anybody asking.
Right, but now she changed it though. Now she's basically said like, no, just no destiny.
Right. So like she doesn't care about the precog. She just doesn't want destiny there, which totally makes sense. It also says that she's still mad at something that happened like 7 lives ago. Like so, like this destiny did not, this destiny didn't do that to her. So like if she were to embrace,
but she still remembers though. I think that destiny still remembers.
No, would she though?
I think she said something effective like, "I'll know." Let me go back and read the, like, I have it popped up.
Yeah, no, please. But like the way I'm looking at it, like the only constant in this is Moira. So if she was to go to Destiny and Mystique and say, listen, let's work together on this. What if Moira is working with Destiny and Mystique and that's just a misdirect? Like
maybe. Oh, there's nothing but misdirection in these books.
Yeah, but like Moira, Destiny, and Mystique all working together. Yeah,
I don't think so.
You wouldn't see it coming.
No, you definitely wouldn't.
But now I'm just wondering what about the other X characters? How are they going to deal with how is this going to affect the X-Men? Like, and with Destiny being on the council now, she just made her and Mystique the most powerful people. They don't need anybody else, really. She can get rid of the entire council if she wanted to. Yeah.
Let me see. We're supposed to.
Well, maybe not Storm. They would need Storm. Maybe Emma. Sinister. Okay. They wouldn't need Xavier and Magneto. Or they would make Magneto Sebastian Shaw.
Let's say, I am much older. She said, I am much older than you are. My powers will have manifested before you are born, equipped with the knowledge of today. If you once again try to do this evil work against our people like today, I will see the potential outcome of it and find you again. And if you try to kill me before I kill you, I will see it coming. So she would know.
No, but not killing though, if she were to talk to her.
Huh?
If she were to talk to her, say like, listen,
I don't know. I was answering a question before. You're saying like, I'm saying I think Destiny would know about Moira, like no matter what.
Oh, okay. But she died like 20, like she was killed by Legion.
Right. Well, that's the thing. So basically, to my understanding, the reason why Moira said no Destiny is because maybe the reason she's saying no. Opposite. The reason why Moira said no Destiny is that maybe she is still trying to actually kill the X-Men or kill mutants, but whatever plan she does, like Destiny will find out about it because she'll see it coming.
Right.
So that's why she says no Destiny. Maybe that's the most logical explanation I can think of, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I'm like, so I would just tell Magneto and Xavier, like, you should have just killed her a long time ago. Like, you did this to yourselves.
Or just keep her dead. Like I said, like they did everything they could to keep her dead, but they just didn't think about. Oh, you're talking about Mystique? Yeah, they had both of them. If they had both of them go, yeah, you're right.
Like they would like, wow, and now look at you. You look stupid.
Yeah.
Like both of you look stupid right now. Like, don't look at Magneto. Look at me. I'm it. Just like you could really rip into him. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's just the X. All right, so where do you think the X-Men are going to go after this? I mean, with Sabretooth, Legionnaires, all these books ending. It's just
all those books ending just for new books to pop up. So with Legionnaires is still like, I still think they're still going for the by the way, Nightcrawler's looking more like his father, and I like it. but he's like, so they're still gonna they're doing this whole thing with the religion thing. I think that's what Legionnaires is.
They're supposed to be cops.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cops now.
Yeah, but like how?
And
So,
Juggernaut's on there for some reason.
like, but I don't understand. Like, I thought X Factor was supposed to be the cops.
No, X Factor is like more like investigators, so they're more like detectives, which is like a kind of cop, but they're not like making arrests, technically speaking.
Oh, okay. So X Factor is going to be like, yeah, they're investigative, and whereas like the Legionnaires, they're going to be like
they're like on patrol.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which we kind of saw before, if you remember, and like actually, yeah, it was Inferno as well. When in Secret Wars, they kind of like the X-Men kind of became like police officers. Yeah, I know.
I think it always have to be cops. They don't have to be cops.
Let's be cops.
Just and also, why isn't Bishop there? Just saying, if they're gonna be cops, or at the very least, they could call it the no, they can't call it the Xavier Security Enforcers anymore.
Yeah,
they can't use Bishop's old crew. Like
that would be nice though.
It would really be nice. But okay, yeah, we're ready. We're on time. What are some things that you wish you could bring, like the X-Men would actually bring into, like stuff that you want to happen in X-Men?
In X-Men, geez, at this point, like I said, just like I really just want them to just like reduce the books down, just keep them more like concentrated, be like, oh, we need this, or we need this X-Men for this particular job. Oh, here comes Warpath. Like, or like, so I want to see that. I want to see I love it when I see a roster rotate. Mm-hmm. Like there is a specific mutant for a specific job, and we need them to, and we need them for that job.
Right.
I want to see more, like I said, I want to see the rotating roster, because I've always thought that X-Men, even though I love some of these characters to death, I always thought that X-Men should just progress forward. Like some of the old characters that we have, but that's not a thing anymore. Some of the old characters that we have, like Cyclops, either died in battle or he died of old age, and that's okay. Now we have like a new person in charge. Like, oh, maybe Sunspot's like the Cyclops-esque character, but and he's taken like his teachings and gone that way. Like it's a team about evolution, so have the team evolve. Right. Stuff like that. So like, let's see that. Basically what Sword's doing, except for even ironically or coincidentally, the most recent issue I didn't like of Sword was with Storm, but like what Sword's doing is freaking fantastic. So keep doing that, honestly.
Yeah, but my main thing with Sword though is like you get like 2 good issues, and then like they're in the middle of an event. It's like right. 1, 2, King in Black, 1, 2, Last Annihilation.
Yeah, that's a Marvel thing though. You can't even control that. Marvel's gonna do their event books for some reason. They need to just not do that anymore, but that's just gonna happen.
They need to do like Grant Morrison did, and just have his own book and don't tie it to anything. Don't tie it unless they want to. It's just, but
there's that.
Dang. Yeah, I'm with you though. The books need to be 6 or 7 a month. I'm okay. I'm okay with 6 or 7 a month. Make them double size, because I want more story.
Yeah. I pay the extra $2 for that, honestly.
Like if every book was like this, well, okay, not $5.99. That's a little much. But they were
how much? But it was like 40 pages though, right?
Yeah. So like if they were like 44 pages, I'd be fine. Mm-hmm. That'd be great. But also, like, allow these characters to grow. Like I want to see the older X-Men have families. I want to see I want to see the birth of Rachel Summers. That would be really cool. I want to see I want to see Beast find out that Abigail Brand had like his twins tell him. And one's blue and one's green. And just for fun. I want to see these characters have kids. I want to see Iceman grow up.
Right.
Just like he used to be just a goof. Now he's just a goof.
Yeah, pretty much. He was the X-Men that, like, I think Cyclops said it. I think Cyclops said in Iceman inherited that, like, he was the X-Men with the most potential because he can literally like hit absolute zero. Right. Like he should. Yeah, we definitely should see him. He should have already become the leader of the X-Men because he was the youngest member. Yeah.
At the very least, I mean, I want to see Archangel do something more. Like, I mean, I like Archangel because he's like the best kind of billionaire. He actually puts his money where his mouth is.
Right.
But like, they don't do anything with him because they don't know what to do with his wings. Whatever.
At this point, they should just make the wings sentient. Like they should do like what they did. And I don't know if you read My Hero Academia, but there's a character that pretty much is based off of Angel called Hawks, and like his feathers individually, he can use them. So sorry. So you know how Angel can shoot off his wings?
Yeah.
So Hawks' wings, he can do that too, but also he can like each individual feather can like sense like a vibration.
Okay.
Like do that, like make him like have sensor stuff, and it makes sense because like I could just say like just make the wings metallic, or like not magnetic. So that's how it's able to
evolve
like,
his wings.
Right.
Yeah, like yeah, they used to have metal, and then like I remember during the 12 storyline back in the late 90s, his wings were all light. And like and he could shoot them at people and make them see the truth about themselves. And he was, and which was really fun because he was going up against Wolverine, who had just been turned into death. And Archangel was kicking his ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, like obviously Wolverine doesn't play D&D because everyone knows that radiant damage is best against necrotic and undead. So you know.
Right. It's just like it just I want to see the X-Men grow. I want to see them actually use continuity, be like if an X-Men saying something kind of stupid, make somebody like, whoa, calm down, all right? You did the exact same thing back then, all right? So we all remember.
I want to see like new mutants that are like good, particularly new Black American mutants, because we don't have a lot of those. Like you forgot about triage because we forgot about triage.
Yeah, right. It's like why isn't triage working at the healing gardens or something?
Yeah, we haven't seen ID either.
Right. Yeah. Also, I would love to bring up to Xavier. How come you only have 5 Black X-Men on the team at any ever?
Yeah.
You don't think we noticed?
Well, I'm trying to think. Let's see. What Storm? Oh yeah, X-Men. Are you talking about the X-Men team proper?
Yeah. Okay. The ones who have been on the flagship team.
Yeah, right now it's Sync. Well, Bishop was on before too.
Bishop's not Black. He's not.
Right. Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Like it was Storm, Frenzy. Well, no, actually, no, she got mind control. Never mind. Cecilia, yes, Darwin, Triage, and Sync.
You're right.
5.
It could have been Bedlam, but he never joined the X-Men.
You know what? Honestly, looking back on his first appearance on X-Force, I kind of think that Cannibal was low-key racist towards him. No, because like anytime they were talking about Bedlam, he's like, I don't trust him. He just comes in and he just does this. And I'm like, bro, you had friends who did that before and you were totally okay with it. What's wrong with him? You are from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, okay, he's from Kentucky and like he made friends with an Afro-Brazilian.
Remember, that was somebody he'd never seen before, so he was able not to see color. But he sees like regular Black people, he's just like,
well, I'm gonna say Afro-Brazilianaire, like the Brazilian Afro-Brazilianaire. Oh God, that's a way to introduce some Afro-Brazilianaire. Like, we just made a new thing. That's what I'm gonna call Sunspot that from now on.
Afro-Brazil. That sounds like a really fun rap name.
Right.
Afro-Brazilian. I think it's also because Bedlam had dreads and he'd never seen anybody with dreads before.
Which is funny because like a lot of like one of the first things you know about people from Brazil is that they do capoeira, and we see a lot of people who use capoeira that have dreads.
That's bad. Just there's so much about like also pull the trigger on Kitty. Either she's bi, gay, or not. Just who cares?
I mean, but I thought you should do that to Storm too. I remember when Storm was inverted and she was like at some party and she kissed a girl. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, that's just Storm. Like Storm.
That's just no, just like it just kind of seems like when it comes to what, but Marvel and DC honestly, like when it comes to a woman is almost basically inherently bisexual. That's just like how they draw her. I mean,
Right.
like or how they write her.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we're heading towards the ending. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
For having me.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more of these in the future. I'm trying to start a panel with some of the guys with the like. I already asked Corey, you want in like just like a panel of like where we just talk about X-Men.
Yes.
Like, all right, cool. I'll talk to MJ. We'll get everything situated.
Yeah, where are you gonna put the title as for this?
I was gonna be like chopping it up.
All right, chopping it up. All right, you can you put in like the description just randomly Afro-Brazilian there and just just like make it like what? Oh wow, what about let's put that there?
Afro-Brazilian air. This is speaking for Silver. This is 1407 Grey Mocking Lane. Signing out.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay.